You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
With the start of the new school year just weeks away, safety is top of mind. We're going to show you a unique new product designed to help keep classrooms safer. And just a few days left to register to vote in the August primary. We're going to tell you where you can go to make sure that your vote counts. And a new discovery this morning to tell you about which planet in the solar system that scientists just discovered a lake on. We're going to tell you all about that, those stories, and your Thursday forecast. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning to you on this Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb. Ray Collins is on vacation the rest of the week. John Scalzi has been on vacation this week, and he was spotted yesterday in the audience of Good Morning America. We'll have that video for you later in the hour as well. But first, here is Josh Stone in for John Scalzi.
All right, thanks so much, Stephanie. Well, we're walking out to temperatures in the lower 80s once again today. 83 in Sarasota, 81 in Bradenton, 84 for you in Venice with a few clouds out there. We do have some shower activity out here in the Gulf of Mexico. Once again, that southwesterly flow. But there's going to be a change in the atmosphere. Actually, instead of having this southwesterly flow, that's going to slowly start to break down, and then eventually we're going to get more of an easterly, southeasterly flow, which will ignite those afternoon thunderstorms inland, starting inland, and then moving towards the coast over the weekend. But right now, everything is very quiet along the Suncoast. As you can see, the radar just depicting a few shower activity out here in the Gulf of Mexico. They are generally moving towards the north and east, but I think our rain chance today is going to be a lot less than what we've been experiencing over the last few days. So we're going to top out in the upper 80s and low 90s. What can we expect for the week as far as our temperatures? Well, I'll let you know when I return. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. Let's take a look outside and check out your first alert traffic out there this morning. Starting off in Manatee County, not too much to see out there. Roads are running pretty smooth and free so far. Heading into the top half of Sarasota County, again, those roads are looking pretty decent still at this hour. And then headed south, if you are going to go toward Port Charlotte or maybe Punta Gorda, Naples, and need to take 75, that road is running pretty good. As you can see there, though, in the left-hand part of your screen, southbound 41 is experiencing a couple delays there this morning, but nothing too big going on so far. It is 5:02, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, a mining company here on the Suncoast is going to be going before Manatee County commissioners later on this morning in the hope of finally getting their permit to start operating a phosphate mine in the area. Our Marla Spence joins us live from Manatee County to explain why this has been such a controversial subject. Marla?
Hey Stephanie, good morning. We're told as Mosaic goes up before county commissioners, protesters are expected to be out here in numbers to try to stop the process or at least express their thoughts on Mosaic expanding their permits to mine more land within the county. Now, we had the chance to speak with a spokesperson with Mosaic, and she tells us that today's discussion is only to continue a process that's been in place for a while. Jackie Barone tells us Mosaic has to go through several steps on the county, state, and federal level in order to mine any land. She says the property that they want to mine is to include Wingate East, which is already property that the company owns. Barone says that portion of the property has been owned for about 10 years, but has never been mined before, and now Mosaic wants to do so. She tells us the average permit can take between 7 to 10 years, and she also says back in February of 2017, Mosaic rezoned. In May, they updated the master mine plan to include Wingate East, and now the final process, which will be happening today, is to update the operating permit to include Wingate East that's on more than 3,600 acres of property. So that commission meeting is expected to start at 9 o'clock this morning, and like I said, protesters are expected to be out here in numbers to try to express their thoughts on mining right here in Manatee County. Reporting live in Bradenton, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. Well, when a school shooting left 17 dead at a Parkland high school back in February, students, parents, and staff demanded change to security. Now, one company has vowed to make that happen. The company, Safe Schools, Safe Kids, makes bullet-resistant doors for school classrooms.
Shoot the glass out of a door, walk right through the door, reach through, unlock the door, giving people on the back side of the doors very little time to react. What you're looking at is a door that has a core in it that stops the bullets. Glass is a layered glass with layers of polycarbonate between it, which basically grabs the bullet and shreds it apart.
Now, what's interesting is that even the locks and the hinges on the doors are bullet resistant. And if any of those fail, there's also a magnetic backup door lock that adds yet another layer of safety. Well, a developing story out of California this morning. Police have detained a person in connection to a fast-growing wildfire. Now, police arrested 32-year-old Brandon McGlover, who they believe started the Cranston fire deliberately. He was charged with 5 counts of arson. Now, the Cranston fire in the San Bernardino National Forest near Palm Springs started Wednesday and has already scorched 4,700 acres.
My visiting nurse called me and asked if I was being evacuated. Otherwise, I would not have known it was this serious. I'm very concerned because I'm a widow and I'm handicapped, and I mean, you know, I don't know where I'd go to start over again. I'm 70 years old.
Right now, 500 firefighters are working to try and get it under control. As of this morning, it is 0% contained. And check this out. This is the view from space of the Ferguson fire. This is the one that's near Yosemite National Park. This one is also still burning. It's already forced parts of the park itself to close. Now, since it began 13 days ago, that blaze has killed 1 firefighter, injured 6 other people. It's now spread to over 37,000 acres. And today, there's a new danger. A heat wave has hit the area with triple-digit record-breaking temperatures expected all week long. And speaking of space, get this, an underground lake has been found about a mile underneath the surface of Mars. Scientists say it does contain water under layers of ice and rock. That lake is about 12.5 miles across, and they used radar to find it underneath the planet's southern polar ice cap. Now, for years, scientists have believed that there is water on Mars, but for the first time, this is the real solid evidence of a stable body of water on the red planet. Well, back here on the Suncoast, today is the deadline for the government to reunite families that have been separated at the southern border. That deadline was July 10th to reunite parents with children that were under 5. And today the border is to reunite the rest. Now, reporter Andrew Spencer explains.
Once held separately in detention, more than 1,000 families have now been reunited after being separated at the U.S.-Mexico border.
If we have 1,600 families back together by the 26th, it doesn't excuse what the government did, but we are going to be enormously pleased that children are in their parents' arms.
At a hearing earlier this week, the judge overseeing the case called the reunifications a remarkable achievement, going so far as to say the government should be commended for its efforts. But the judge also raised concerns about the hundreds of parents who are unaccounted for, many of whom may have already been deported. And attorneys who have interviewed separated family members say some parents feel that they were coerced into signing away their rights.
The government is planting this narrative that a lot of parents chose to be deported without their kids. I believe that's because they deported a lot of parents without their kids.
In court filings Wednesday, the ACLU also alleged that some parents had signed away their right to reunification without understanding what they were signing because they speak indigenous languages and cannot read English or Spanish. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Looking ahead, Palmetto's Lincoln Park is getting a new pool within the next year. County commissioners voted unanimously for the project this week. Now, it's going to be the first community pool built by that county in more than 30 years. And a reminder this morning, the deadline to register to vote in the upcoming August primary is just days away for both Sarasota and Manatee counties. Now, if you want to vote, you only have until this Monday, July 30th, to register or to change your party affiliation. In Sarasota County, applications are available at all 3 election offices, Sarasota, Venice, and in Northport. And if you're planning to head out to the Venice fishing pier for the underwater cleanup that was supposed to happen this weekend, change of plans. The cleanup, organized by Sarasota Baywatch, is canceled because of red tide concerns. Now, it was originally scheduled for Sunday morning near Sharky's restaurant, but the organizer says to stay tuned, though. They are going to be coordinating with Venice Police and with Sharky's. They're going to be rescheduling that cleanup. And plans for a new cancer care facility in Lakewood Ranch are moving along. The building site near the new Earth Fair in Lakewood Ranch will break ground this Monday. Now, that new center is going to allow cancer patients to get all kinds of treatments and services like chemo, doctor visits, and lab work, all done under one roof. And boxing fans, here is your chance to own a piece of history. The Michigan home once owned by the legendary Muhammad Ali is up for sale this morning. The 81-acre home in Berrien Springs is where the former heavyweight champ spent his summers and a big chunk of his retirement. It's now on the market for a whopping $2.9 million and $37. Now, if you're wondering why the $37 at the end of that amount, well, it represents the number of knockouts that Muhammad Ali had. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, shocking video of a car getting swallowed by a giant sinkhole. This morning, we're going to hear from the driver who managed to escape at the last minute. And then later this hour, the investigation continues this morning after a drowning at a boat ramp. We're going to tell you what we've learned so far in that. But first, here's a live look at the fabulous Josh Stone, who is in today for John Scalzi, who's on vacation this week. Josh?
We've been a broken record talking about this southwesterly south wind, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's going to be the case today, bringing in more moisture, but there will be a change in our forecast coming tomorrow. We'll break that down for you, but as far as our highs today, upper 80s, low 90s, and a few clouds and also some showers, especially inland this afternoon. We'll be right back.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
So, you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So, pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Happy Friday Eve. That's right. We only have one more day till we get to Friday. But let's concentrate on Thursday, which is today. And we're walking out to a temperature of 83 degrees. We have mostly cloudy skies, dew point at 77. So again, it's going to feel muggy. And the heat indices later on this afternoon could feel like they're over 100 degrees in some spots around the Suncoast. As far as radar goes, well, we have some activity on it. Once again, southwesterly winds coming in from the Gulf of Mexico to bring us more moisture. It's going to feel muggy, a few clouds out there, but things will slowly start to change as we get into tonight and tomorrow. Now, our radar is quiet along the Suncoast now. Like there's a lone cell out here off the shore of Anna Maria Island. This is several miles out, but everything basically that develops will be tracking towards the north and east, and today it's not going to be as prevalent as we've seen over the last several days. So we're calling for just a few showers to develop today, maybe an isolated thunderstorm, and any of the heaviest storms will be inland once again today. Drier conditions will take place tomorrow, and that's a transition day. As we get into the weekend, though, things start to ramp up, but instead of the winds coming from the southwest, they're going to switch and come up from the southeast. So we're going to have more of those afternoon storms that start inland and then work their way towards the coast. Now, as far as what's happening in the atmosphere, we have all this tan color here on the water vapor imagery. That's dry air, and that's slowly going to be suppressing the moisture and bringing us more dry conditions tomorrow. Where it's not dry is up here in the northeast, the mid-Atlantic states. They've been inundated with heavy rainfall thanks to basically almost the same system that's been affecting us with a southwesterly flow. Part of it, though, is what's been affecting us. This area of low pressure is slowly going to start to break down now, and then that's going to allow more southeasterly winds around the Bermuda High to come in here and ignite those storms in the afternoon of Saturday and Sunday. But as you can see, the futurecast over the next 24 hours or so, fairly quiet for us along the Suncoast, becomes very sparse as far as shower activity as we get into Friday. Tropics, all quiet here, so nothing to show you. At least we don't have a rip current risk anymore, so that's good. Southwesterly wind at 10 knots, seas anywhere from 2 to 3 feet just offshore with light chop in the bays. Temperature at the beach today will be warm, 89 degrees. It will be 90 here in Sarasota. Again, the heat in the sea close to over 100 degrees, maybe 101 degrees. And we'll expect muggy conditions once again. So here's our transition day of Friday. Only a 20% chance of shower activity, partly cloudy skies. Then as we get into Saturday and Sunday, these afternoon storms start to rev up here, and then they start tracking from the east towards the west along the coastline. So 60 to 70% chance of shower activity as we get through the weekend. And it looks like that pattern is going to continue as we get into early to mid next week and into the first day of August. Stephanie?
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Let's take a look outside and check out your first alert traffic once again. Starting off in Manatee County, those roads are looking pretty decent at this hour. No real delays there to tell you about. In the top part of Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad either. Starting to see a couple delays right there on Bee Ridge, but nothing really to take note of. If you're headed a little bit farther south, 75 is still running pretty smooth this morning. 41 just has a couple spotty points where it's slowing down a little bit, but not too bad out there at this hour. It is 5:18, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, some quick thinking got a woman out of her car just as a sinkhole swallowed it. And the whole thing was caught on video. Lance Hernandez has a story.
Cell phone video shows Ashley Marish's RAV4 being swallowed up by an expanding sinkhole. Today, Ashley sent us this photo of the SUV in the water. She didn't want to talk on camera, but did say, "I'm feeling very overwhelmed and still in shock. But most of all, I feel blessed and am thankful that I had a guardian angel there to help get me out of the car. I hope he knows how grateful I am that he was there to help me." Police say if Ashley hadn't gotten out when she did, she might not have survived.
That water was so high in that sinkhole. Once her car went down, the car was already submerging and the water was rushing pretty good. And I don't really see how we could have done anything to get a person out of that.
Today, as work crews recovered the car, bystanders watched in awe.
Makes me feel like I don't want to drive on this road. Take the back roads.
It's a mangled mess. If she hadn't gotten out in time, she could have been killed, you know.
Tonight, with more rain expected, American Civil Contractors is still working on repairs to the 6-foot diameter concrete stormwater pipes that failed last night, causing the sinkhole.
Well, a couple in Hawaii is now suing their insurance carrier for not paying for lava damage to their home. Now, their home burned down completely back in May, but the insurance company, Lloyd's of London, won't pay for the damages. Now, the couple's attorney says they aren't the only ones having this issue. They're among a dozen different homeowners whose claims are all being denied. Now, what's tricky is that volcanic eruptions and lava damage typically aren't covered by homeowners insurance, but fire that starts in a home as a result of lava is something that is supposed to be covered. Well, if you were watching Good Morning America yesterday morning, you might have thought you saw a familiar face right there. You did. There he is, John Scalzi and his wife Linda, enjoying their vacation there in New York City this week and scoring a spot right there. You can see him in the light-colored shirt on the GMA set. We were able to snap a couple pictures, saw them clapping right there on the Good Morning America set. I believe it was just one day, so we do have that video on our Facebook pages as well and on our ABC7 pages. So well done, John Scalzi, well done. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, Walmart is launching a pilot program that's going to allow consumers to make their grocery pickups with a self-driving car. We're going to have that story for you in today's Tech Bites. And then coming up at 5:30, a football team will not be allowed to stay in the locker room to protest during the national anthem. We'll tell you what's behind that story. We have those stories and more when we come back. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC7.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
It is 5:24, and take a look at this. Some beachgoers in North Carolina all coming together to help save others that got caught up in rough waters. Cell phone video shows them all forming this massive human chain in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. There had been warnings about dangerous surf conditions and rip currents at the beach most of that day. Officials there say a 41-year-old man drowned, but it's not quite clear just how many others had to be rescued that day. Facebook facing its biggest stock plunge ever after the company released its latest numbers yesterday. ABC's Diane Macedo and Candace Gibson have the story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Facebook's costly day.
Yeah, the company's looking to rebound today after its stock fell more than 20% in after-hours trading. That's about $144 billion in losses. Analysts say Facebook was hurt by slow user growth and new privacy rules in Europe. A new study finds apps like Uber and Lyft are making traffic in some big cities worse instead of better.
Researchers say commuters who might normally use mass transit are choosing Uber or Lyft instead, and they say that's putting even more cars onto already clogged city streets. Walmart is offering some high-tech help to help make grocery pickup a lot easier.
It just launched a pilot program in Arizona that sends self-driving cars to pick up groceries for people who order them online. The cars pull up to the store, and a Walmart worker brings out the order to them.
Very convenient.
Yeah, it is. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Capital One.
Some cashback cards send you on a journey to get your bonus cashback. First, they make you sign up for bonus cashback, and it's only on a few categories. And when those categories change, you gotta sign up again. When does it end? With the Capital One Quicksilver card, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. It's like a cashback oasis. What's in your wallet?
If your skin had a wash tag, what would it say?
80% glowing.
50% fractal. No matter your skin type, all skin deserves gentleness. That's why Dove is sulfate-free. The #1 body wash recommended by dermatologists.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
A developing story this morning. An investigation continues after a body was found on a boat ramp. We'll tell you just how long paramedics believe that body was there. And happening today, a Suncoast landmark is just hours away from a meeting with a wrecking ball. Why the Colony Resort is set for demolition. And we're just a few weeks away from the start of NFL preseason. We're going to tell you, though, why one team will not be letting its players stay in the locker room to protest during the national anthem. We have those stories plus your first alert forecast right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning to you. It is 5:30 on this Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb. Ray Collins has the week off. So does John Scalzi, who is in New York all this week. We're going to show you those GMA pictures again later in the show. In for him today is Josh Stone.
All right, thanks so much, Stephanie. We're walking out to a very balmy 83 degrees on this Thursday morning. Dew point at 77, so no doubt about that. It is muggy and a southwesterly wind at 9 miles per hour. What else is new, right? That's actually going to change over the weekend. We'll have more of an easterly, southeasterly wind, which will definitely change our weather pattern as far as what we can expect for the afternoon hours. We'll break that down for you in the main weathercast. But right now, looking at the radar, well, we still have the southwesterly flow, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms taking place around the Nature Coast, well to the north of Tampa Bay. Few cells out here in the Gulf of Mexico, well west of the Suncoast offshore. But other than a few scattered showers today that may move on shore in the morning hours, I think a rain chance today is going to be a lot less than what we've been seeing over the last few days. So anyway, we'll break this down for you and talk about the details of the upcoming weekend in just a few minutes from now. Back to you, Stephanie.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Let's take a look outside and check out that first alert traffic one more time. In Manatee County, those roads are still running pretty clear at this hour. Not too much to see there. Heading a little bit farther south into the top half of Sarasota County and on Bee Ridge right there, you can start to see a couple little delays going on. A little bit of traffic is starting to get started there. A little farther south, 75, it is running pretty smooth, and 41 is not looking too bad either at this hour. It is 5:32, and that is your first alert traffic. A developing story this morning. Sarasota police are investigating a drowning that took place at the 10th Street boat ramp last night. Detectives say one person is dead. They believe the victim is a white male, maybe in his 40s. Now, one witness told ABC7 that he saw a body floating in the water, then swam out to grab it and bring it back to shore. Another says that body looked like it had been there for a while.
Wish, you know, I wish I could have revived him, but it was too past his time, because he was out there for probably at least a half hour to an hour from what the paramedics said.
Now, police, of course, are investigating. We'll continue to keep you updated about this story on air and online. Breaking overnight, over 100 firefighters are fighting a huge blaze in northwest London. Flames were seen shooting from the roof windows of an apartment house in West Hampstead. Now, witnesses there describe waking up to the sound of windows shattering. So far, about 50 people have been cleared out of this building, but that fire is believed to have been started in a flat that was on the 4th floor. No word yet on what just might have caused it. So far, no injuries have been reported. And a developing story this morning. Disgraced USA gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar wants a resentencing for his sex abuse conviction. And in court papers, his attorney said the former doctor was assaulted within hours of being placed in general population in the prison. Nassar also wants the judge who handed him a sentence of 40 to 175 years to be disqualified from his case. Now, more than 150 women and girls testified about Nassar's sexual abuse over the past 20 years. Now, the judge in the case told Nassar, quote, "I just signed your death warrant." Now, when she handed down that sentence. So his court-appointed attorneys argue that the judge was not unbiased, and she was not impartial in the case. And we are just weeks away from the start of the NFL preseason, but you can now expect the Dallas Cowboy players to stand for the national anthem during the season. That's all according to team owner Jerry Jones, who told reporters that that team will not support players who choose to stay in the locker room during the national anthem. Right now, the NFL and the union are fighting over whether or not players should be required to stand during the anthem. Now, the policy was approved back in May. That one required players to stand and show respect, or they had the choice of staying in the locker room while the anthem is being played. Any player in violation would be fined. And back here on the Suncoast later today, after nearly 8 long years of back and forth, Longboat Key is getting ready to demolish all but one of the buildings of the Colony Beach Resort. An attorney representing residents who are against the demolition argue that there are no emergency conditions that require the resort to be leveled. And when residents tried to fix the buildings, they weren't allowed. Now that demolition is set to start at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Happening today, a group of Sarasota bikers are riding cross-country in the hopes of raising awareness about teen suicide. Sarasota business owner Corey Souza and his group of 15 friends will join 75 other bikers from all over the country to embark on a 3,000-mile, 8-day journey called the Ride to the 78th.
It's Bikers Against Bullies and Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I'm just, there's a lot of negative stuff going on in the world today, and with kids shooting schools and all that other stuff going on. It's just a good cause.
Now, over the last 3 years, that ride has raised more than $350,000, all of which goes directly to charities to help educate kids on the long and short-term effects of bullying. And looking ahead to the weekend, Manatee County Public Works wants to make sure that people are prepared for severe weather. On Saturday, crews are going to be offering 10 sandbags per household, so you can get stocked up. It's going to be taking place from 8 o'clock that morning until noon at the county's new transit facility located on Talavest Road in Bradenton. Emergency management staff will also be on site to provide hurricane preparedness information and tips. And Blessing Bags Food Pantry has an official headquarters now in downtown Bradenton. The Blessing Bags project itself started about 4 years ago by a group of people that just wanted to help. Now they provide things like hygiene products, food, clothing, and support to people who are struggling financially or even homeless. Now the organization's president says this new location gives them the opportunity to meet one-on-one with those in need.
We see their direct needs, like them walking down the street and you see them limping, and it's because their soles are totally worn out from their sneakers in the hot sun and then the rain.
Now, the Blessing Bag Project is known for its hand-sewn children's bags. Kids who are experiencing homelessness get a bag filled with toys and snacks and a Beanie Baby to hug. Now, their next goal is to buy a van so then they can go out and pick up more donations. In this morning's Health Smart, some Suncoast surgeons are changing the lives of dozens of people who have serious eye issues, and it's all for free. It's called Mission Cataract. 4 surgeons doing life-changing surgeries on 100 patients. Now, this right here is the recovery room where patients receive their post-op instructions. That Center for Sight is one of only 21 practices in the country to offer these free services to uninsured patients. They've been doing this now for over 25 years. Now, if you didn't know, cataracts are actually the leading cause of blindness. One patient we talked to said he's looking forward to having better eyesight because he says life has not been easy.
It was very blurry, especially in my left eye. And driving at night was on the borderline dangerous.
Now, each year, the Center for Sight receives hundreds of applications, and they have to choose the most needy 100 patients. Well, a court has ruled that it is legal for you to download computer models of gun parts and to then make them on a 3D printer. The world's first fully 3D printed gun, seen right here, was actually designed about 5 years ago, but come August the 1st, the blueprints for 3D printed guns will be able to be found online. Now, a 3D printed gun can work, or maybe it will not work. It kind of depends on how you put it together. Now, officials say users do run the risk of it blowing up or even getting injured or hurting someone else. Another big difference is that 3D printed guns are untraceable because they don't have the serial numbers that regular guns come with. However, it is still illegal for a convicted felon to have one of these 3D printed guns because it's still classified as a firearm.
Carrying it is not a free pass. I mean, you don't get to get out of jail free card because I made this firearm through a 3D printer. You're still governed on the laws that are still there until we're told otherwise.
A gun shop owner says, it might be fun to make as a novelty item, but even then it's illegal to sell it or even trade it because it does not have that serial number. And entertainment news, a sequel to the hit 1980 comedy 9 to 5 is in the works. Rick Damiella has that story and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
What a way to make a living. Jane Fonda says a sequel to 9 to 5 is in the works. The 1980 comedy starred Fonda along with Lily Tomlin and Dolly Parton. The Hollywood Reporter says Fonda revealed the trio intend to be in the movie during a press event for a documentary about the actress. Deadline reports Mission Impossible Fallout could be headed for a record $135 million worldwide opening weekend. Star Tom Cruise, speaking at the movie's premiere, isn't trying to outdo previous movies.
I'm just trying to make the best movie I can, that's all. And every time we're going out, I just really want to entertain an audience. And all I can do is the best I can and hope that they really enjoy it.
It's a great story. Casting news, Gary Oldman joins The Woman in the Window. The Hollywood Reporter revealed the Oscar-winning actor will reunite with Darkest Hour director Joe Wright for the film, starring opposite Amy Adams. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, still to come on Good Morning Suncoast. We've got more news and weather for you ahead. We've also got interesting information about April the giraffe because she might be pregnant again. We're going to tell you when she is expected to give birth. But first, let's take a look outside and check out the morning. Not too bad out there so far. We're going to have a live look at that as well as the forecast from Josh Stone.
Hi, how are you doing? Well, we're looking at our live radar right now, and there's some activity on it actually. You're like, wow, Suncoast looks pretty quiet right now, but look at this lone little cell here on the northern end of Anna Maria Island around Holmes Beach. Here's where we've got the action, just moving in, some steady rainfall just on the northern tip of Anna Maria Island and also moving inland towards Manatee County. But it looks like that really is the only game in town. There's a few showers out there, but we're going to hit highs in the upper 80s, lower 90s today. What does the upcoming weekend look like? I'll let you know. Stay with us.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's hard to see when you're outside at night. It's time for the Atomic Beam Sunblast, the new solar-powered light that's super bright. Atomic Beam Sunblast lets you add a light anywhere, and the atomic solar panels charge the built-in lithium-ion battery quickly. Then the 180-degree motion sensor turns on the light when you get near and automatically turns off when you disappear. Look, here's a best-selling outdoor solar light, and here's the super bright Atomic Beam Sunblast. Get the super bright Atomic Beam Sunblast for only $19.99. But wait, call right now and you can double your order and get a second Sunblast, plus our best-selling Atomic Beam Flashlight. Just pay a separate fee. That's 2 Atomic Beam Sunblasts and the Atomic Beam Flashlight. Call now.
Call 1-800-431-6640. That's 1-800-431-6640. Or visit mysunblast.com. So call 1-800-431-6640. Order now.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm.
I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Good Thursday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today, and we're walking out to a temperature of 82 in Sarasota, 85 up in Cortez, 80 here in Bradenton. It's 83 in Inglewood, so temperature is quite warm, and once again we have that southwesterly flow that brings in that muggy air from the Gulf of Mexico, anywhere from 3 miles per hour up to maybe 8 or 10 miles per hour. That's going to be the case today. But again, a little more cloud cover moving in from the Gulf of Mexico and some scattered showers, maybe an embedded thunderstorm. Activity on the radar, just like this entire week, we've had these showers that have developed out here in the Gulf of Mexico and then kind of roll in, at least for the morning hours. The lone cell here right now, at least that has made its way on land, is right here along Cortez Road, the northern end of Anna Maria Island here and around Holmes Beach. And this is really the only game in town right now, just a steady shower, not any lightning strikes coming out of it. And that's what we're going to call for, at least for the morning hours, at least along the coast. And then inland, more shower storms develop like the last few days. But there's going to be a change in the pattern here, as there's going to be some more dry air that moves in. And we're calling for drier conditions tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies, low chance of only 20% chance of rainfall for tomorrow. And then things start to ramp up again over the weekend, but instead of the winds coming up from the southwest, they're going to be coming in from the east and southeast, more of a summertime pattern where we get those storms that develop inland, and then with the sea breeze kicking back from the east towards the west, those storms will start to roll in and affect the coastline in later afternoon hours. Dry air up to the north and west of us, that's going to help suppress the moisture coming in, and that means we're calling for partly cloudy skies and a low chance of rainfall for tomorrow. But for today, this area of low pressure eventually will break down for tomorrow, but right now it's still kind of holding on to whatever life it still has and bringing in that southwesterly flow to bring us the muggy conditions off the Gulf of Mexico. As far as your airport delays, Atlanta, LaGuardia, O'Hare, Charlotte, you're flying out of SRQ today, at least this morning. No issues there. Everything is all quiet. Futurecast shows, a few hit or miss showers for today, but as you can see, things start to wind down as we get into tonight and for tomorrow. Tropics, all quiet, no issues here in the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and Gulf of Mexico. However, the water is very warm here, so if a storm does develop, we'll have to watch it closely. But at this time, the upper level winds are very strong, so if a storm does develop, it'll be sure to part the upper levels. But we are entering into August and the beginning of September, which happens to be the peak of the season. Boating conditions today looking fairly good. Southwesterly winds at 10 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet with a light chop in the bays. Here you go with the forecast. Drier conditions tomorrow. As we get into the weekend, though, a little more activity, 60 to 70% chance of rainfall in the afternoon. Stephanie?
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Let's take a look again and check out that first alert traffic for you. So far in Manatee County, again, it is still running pretty smooth out there. Not too much going on so far this morning. In the top half of Sarasota, those roads, again, are not looking too bad. Even the congestion right there on Bee Ridge has already cleared up, so that is looking very well. Now, if your commute is going to take you 75 south, those roads are looking good. 41 is still looking pretty decent out there. A little bit of delay right there on Venice on the left-hand side of your screen, but again, nothing too bad out there so far this morning. It is 5:48, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, a mining company here on the Suncoast is going to be going before the Manatee County Commissioners this morning in the hope of finally getting their permit to start operating a phosphate mine there. Marla Spence joins us now live from Manatee County to explain why it's been such a controversial subject. Marla?
Good morning, Stephanie. We're told as Mosaic goes up before county commissioners, protesters are expected to be out here to try to stop the process and even express their thoughts of Mosaic expanding their permits to mine more land within the county for phosphate. Today, Mosaic will be going up before county commissioners to push for approval of their operating permit to expand mining to Wingate East. Mosaic already owns that piece of property, which sits right next to the Lake Manatee watershed. Jackie Barone, who is a spokesperson for Mosaic, says that portion of the property has been owned by the mining company for about 10 years but has never been mined before, and now Mosaic wants to do so. She tells us the average permit to mine can take between 7 to 10 years. Back in February of 2017, Mosaic rezoned, which expanded their acreage to more than 3,600 acres. In May, the company updated the master mine plan to include Wingate East, and now the final step, which will be happening this morning, will be to update the operating permit to be able to mine Wingate East. Now, just yesterday, Mosaic went before DeSoto County Commissioners in hopes of rezoning 14,000 acres between State Road 72 and State Road 70 in Arcadia from agricultural land to phosphate land, industrial land, and DeSoto County Commissioners voted 4-1, declining and denying Mosaic's request. Reporting live in Bradenton, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Marla. Well, she is pregnant again. Check this out. April the giraffe, whose live stream birth last year went all kinds of viral, is expecting another bundle of joy. New York's Animal Adventure Park just announced that April is pregnant again with her 5th child, and already a few months along now. Now, this part doesn't seem fun, though. Giraffes are typically pregnant for more than a year before giving birth. So the park expects that new arrival to come sometime next spring.
Right now, the biggest window we're going to give you, or perhaps the smallest, is March.
Oh, sorry if you're eating breakfast right now, but do you know how you determine if a giraffe is pregnant? Well, park workers explained that they have about to collect a month's worth of April's droppings, and that is how you figure it out. There's your random scientific knowledge of the day. All right, moving on, let's take a look outside. There's a nice tower cam outside the ABC 7 studios. Not a bad start to the day. Josh Stone is going to have your complete and final look at your forecast. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticore that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
It is 5:54. Later today, an iconic Suncoast landmark will meet the wrecking ball. Longboat Key is getting ready to demolish all but one of the buildings today at the Colony Beach Resort. Plus, disgraced USA gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar wants a resentencing for his sexual abuse conviction. And in court papers, his attorney says the former doctor was assaulted within hours of being placed in general population in the prison. And you can now expect the Dallas Cowboy players to stand for the national anthem this season. That's according to team owner Jerry Jones, who told reporters that his team will not support players who choose to stay in the locker room either while that anthem is played. And coming up in the next hour, President Trump is now working with the European Union on a new trade agreement after facing pressure over tariffs. What that means for you. Plus, new details about a judge's ruling on early voting on college campuses. Plus, SeaWorld has a limited time offer to celebrate Christmas in July. Right now, over to Josh Stone to take one final look at your First Alert forecast.
All right, Stephanie, on this Thursday, expect a few showers that could develop. Mostly cloudy skies becoming partly cloudy and muggy conditions, and our high today will be 90 degrees, but the feel-like temperature could be close to 101. So once again, it's going to feel a little uncomfortable out there. Southwesterly wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh. We're going to have more weather and more traffic. It's going to continue with the next hour. We're also going to have more video from John Scalzi on Good Morning America. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back with another full hour of news. Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.